right, you guys, so let's talk last weekend fights. David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde in the first and second round and somewhat of the third, I thought came out with a great game plan. He looked sharp. He was using his jab. He was using his combinations. He was using his movement correctly. And then once David Benavidez figures you out, he starts to pick it up on you with his speed, plus power, plus boxing IQ, plus movement, smothers you, breaks you down, and gets you out of there as the rounds continue to go on. And Anthony Yarde's game plan simply fell apart. David Benavidez is this generation's Mike Tyson. He's mean, he's vicious, and he's about business when it comes to that ring. And David Benavidez will take over in this game. He is the next superstar in boxing. If there's any way to build a fan base that he already has, if there's any way that a fan wants to invest, that's the type of career you want to invest in, is David Benavidez. He never disappoints in any of his fights. And like I said, you have speed, plus power, plus ring experience, plus boxing IQ, defense, movement. Again, he is this generation's Mike Tyson. Mean, vicious, and he is about his business in that ring. I see David Benavidez beating Dmitry Bivol and Beterbiev. I'm not saying with ease, but I'm saying David Benavidez, what he's bringing to the table as a fighter, the type of business and the mindset that he has in that ring when it comes to these fights, he is the next superstar that is going to take over this sport. It is plain and simple. If there's anybody's career you want to invest in, it's David Benavidez. And that's just to say the very least about this guy. The best is yet to come, and we're just going to continue to see this guy take over the sport throughout the years, because he understands the business of boxing and he understands what the fans want and what the fans are willing to invest in. Now we have Brian Norman versus Devin Haney. I was slightly leaning towards Devin Haney winning this fight due to his experience, his boxing IQ. I had it 55-45 because we didn't know what Devin Haney we were going to get, right? Obviously, everything that happened in the Ryan fight, and then the way he fought against Jose Ramirez was a very, very weird, cautious, playing it as safe as he possibly could and just winning on the scorecards style. And I was hoping that wasn't the style that he came in with. And he did come in with somewhat of that style, but he used his movement very, very correctly. Now, I said that Brian Norman Jr., people are sleeping on his boxing skills, and I still believe Brian Norman Jr. does have that boxing skills. I even gave the athleticism to Brian Norman Jr. I even gave the power to Brian Norman Jr. And obviously, I was wrong. Devin Haney was simply steps ahead of Brian Norman Jr. The experience, his jab alone was very, very effective against Brian Norman Jr. And once Devin Haney knocked Brian Norman Jr. down in that second round, we just seen Brian Norman Jr. pretty much lose confidence in his ability, and his game plan kind of fell apart on him, and he didn't really want to go in and take any type of risk and let his hands go after what happened in that second round. Now, do I believe we're still going to see Brian Norman Jr. in the future as a champion? Yes, I do. But Devin Haney put on a hell of a performance, and it was definitely a better performance than he gave against Jose Ramirez. Definitely a better performance than everything that went into against Ryan Garcia. So I said that Devin Haney's stock was down, but in my personal opinion, I think Devin Haney shocked the boxing world, and his stock is through the roof right now. Nobody thought that Devin Haney was going to knock down Brian Norman Jr. I certainly didn't. I said if there's going to be a knockout in this fight, it's going to be on Brian Norman Jr.'s side. So a hell of a performance from Devin Haney. One thing that I do want to say that I did not like is, I don't know why Devin Haney didn't push the pace. I don't know why he didn't put more pressure on Brian Norman Jr. I don't know why he didn't let go of more jabs, more combinations. Like I said, more pressure, because I thought the whole fight after the second round, he had Brian Norman Jr. exactly where he wanted him. And Brian Norman Jr. definitely hit Devin Haney with some clean bombs, and Devin Haney held up. Overall, a great performance by Devin Haney. I can't wait to see what he does at 147, and I think it was a hell of a statement for officially making his way into the 147-pound division. I believe we're also going to see Brian Norman Jr. as a world champion in the future too as well. Now we have Jesse Bam Rodriguez unifying many different divisions. He's going up and down in weight. It's really hard to keep up with all the success that Bam is having. Plain and simple, Bam is just a pure gifted fighter. He is talented. He damn near checks off every single box in this game. Like, it's going to take a very, very special fighter to beat Bam. You're going to have to bring to the table exactly what Bam brings to the table, and then some. The angles that Bam finds with his movement is my favorite thing about Bam's style. The angles, his power, his speed, his pop, the momentum that he keeps in every single round. Like I said, it's going to take a very, very special fighter to keep up with Bam's style. And I still don't think we haven't even seen the best of Bam Rodriguez. I know Bam is still planning to move up in weight, and he's planning to fight anyway in the future. Possibly Nakatani too as well, and other big names. The best is yet to come from Bam Rodriguez. We are seeing something special in Bam. And like I said, I don't believe we've seen the best version of Bam, because he's still moving up in weight. That weight's going to be more dangerous, and with the weight comes more dangerous fighters.
Yeah, Nelson's hurt on his feet. Oh. Good shot there from Mason. That left uppercut. He's hit it with it several times. And now Mason's getting angry himself.
Now we have Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. Let's not forget, Abdullah Mason is only 21 years of age. Abdullah Mason is a very gifted fighter himself. The speed, the power, the pop, his movement, his combination style, the way he mixes up to the body and then he goes upstairs. And I give credit to Sam Noakes. This was a hell of a fight between both fighters. Sam Noakes, I'm surprised Sam Noakes didn't go down, because he got hit with some bombs to the body. And Sam Noakes putting some pressure of his own and catching Abdullah Mason with some clean shots. Like, this was one hell of a fight. And there was one thing that I am very concerned about when it comes to Abdullah Mason, and that's when he decides to slug it out with his opponents, because we've seen him get dropped in the past 2 different times when he decides to go toe-to-toe. So when he was going toe-to-toe, which I absolutely respect, because then again, boxing is business. We pay for entertainment. I was a little bit on my feet. I said, man, Abdullah Mason, he's going up against a fighter who has power of his own. Not really an IQ boxer, but a puncher boxer. And he's willing to mix it up, which I thought it showed character, in my opinion. Even though Abdullah Mason got dropped, it showed a lot of character in that fight. Overall, a hell of a performance by Abdullah Mason. He definitely earned that WBO, and he definitely earned that paycheck inside that ring. I can't wait to see what else he does at 135. Let me know what you guys think about everybody's performance. Let me know your guys' favorite fight of the night. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.